Hi, welcome to Agama MCP. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. It is a way to allow a large language model to interact with a data source. At Agama, we build an MCP server to allow you to interact with the data of your Agama instance and allow it to be used by other applications or large language models. So one of the use cases would be to make data available outside of the Agama application to larger parts of your organization, to allow people to interact with the Agama data through natural language, or to create your own application for large language models to interact with Agama data. Some people may not have access to Agama. Some people may not want to access Agama. This is a way to open up Agama as a data source to more parts of the organization. Agama MCP is powered by a number of selected APIs, not necessarily every API. It depends on the licenses and the configuration of your system. Also, our APIs through MCP do not expose any customer-specific information and do not expose any personally identifiable information. I'll give you some examples on how you can use Agama MCP. So I've opened up ChatGPT, and ChatGPT allows you to add connectors. Claude from Anthropic allows you to do that as well. There are multiple LLM services that allow you to add MCP, but you can also build your own applications where you include the Agama MCP server. So let's start with a basic example to get alarms from Agama. So notice that I am in in developer mode, and this allows me to run unvalidated connectors. This is still in prototype mode, and because I'm in developer mode, I also need to allow the use of this tool. So from my Agama instance, it gets active alarms. It shows the details of those here on screen. But you can also ask about device groups or analyzers. So we can also ask how many analyzers are in the system. So I need to allow it again. We can type already a follow-up question. Can you count the number of channels in the system? So you see brought back, we have 6 analyzer nodes reporting into the system. And I need to allow the tool use. So you may think, okay, what is the use case here? What can I do? You can build your own application, either to open up conversation through natural language for yourself or your colleagues, but you can also do it programmatically, where you program a tool to give you an update of your system every morning, every week, every month. You can do your own style of reporting outside of the Agama application, but still with Agama data. It can be as simple as an email service, but it can also be much more sophisticated in Microsoft Teams or Slack, that you include all kinds of data files, that you get a whole list of CSV or JSON data. So this is taking a while. Let it spin, and I'll talk more about the differences between Agama MCP and AI chat. Previously, we done a screencast on Agama AI chat. So how these two compare? AI chat uses the same set of underlying APIs, but it is constrained to the enterprise application. That is the only way how and where you can access AI chat. Agama MCP broadens that. it allows for access outside of the Agama application to tools of your choosing, third-party tools or tools that you build yourself. So one of the things it lends itself for is combining data with other services. So if you have TOPdesk or ServiceNow, you can create an application where you add Agama MCP and combine it with either the MCP servers from those third parties if they're available, or with their APIs. And you can either run frequent prompts, or you can write a prompt yourself in the form of a chat message. And with that, you can improve your ticketing system, get more data from Agama with tickets. You can do the same thing with an alerting system. When an alert goes off, you can trigger it to get data from Agama to the MCP server. You can do things like CI/CD pipelines and much more workflow automation. So what is the difference between an MCP server and an API? A normal API is designed for software to software communication. An MCP is designed specifically for AI to software application. So MCP is structured for LLMs, not necessarily for programmers. It's intended for a large language model to use an MCP server. The MCP server includes tool schemas, argument validation, safety guarantees that APIs normally don't provide. An MCP standardizes how AI agents discover and understand and can call tools without custom coding. They know what to ask and also in which context. So an MCP lets an AI assistant use tools interactively, where an API alone cannot do that. So the MCP server is self-describing. I can ask here, what tools are available to you? So let's ask that. And it doesn't have to do an external query. No, it knows from what is available from the MCP server, which tools it can use. And this allows, when you have a conversation or sophisticated programmatic conversation, so to say, to allow the LLM to pick what type of tool to use in which context. So it can self assess. Okay, this is now coming up. I think A is the better tool to use in this case. Let me check that, and it can also evaluate its outputs, the output of that request, and if it's not in line with the expectation, it can do it again. So main difference is the AI can read what tools are available. It can discover the tools. It can assess what tool to use with which context, choose the correct action based on user intent. And you can make interactive, either high-level or sophisticated programs, workflows, or programmatic conversation with the use of MCP servers and Agama MCP specifically. Agama does not provide the LLM. Agama is LLM agnostic. So MCP servers are not necessarily supported by every LLM or every LLM provider, but most major ones do. Also, MCP servers work better with the main large language models, Anthropic, ChatGPT, but you can use anyone you like, and you need to try it out. You need to test it. It's not that open source models don't work. But as of now, most of the premium models have better support for MCP. So this opens up a lot of new possibilities, a lot of use cases, also many things we have not thought about, but it's a tool. Use it as a tool. That's what it's intended for. The tools available from the MCP differ per instance, differ per implementation and configuration of the Agama system as what is available there. So it's not one-to-one. It differs per Agama customer. We hope you will use it in version 11. We hope you make much use of it and provide feedback to us. And we cannot wait to see what kind of cool applications you build with this tool. Please check it out in version 11.